Today we're looking at the Galaxy Watch 3 with almost 5 years of use on my personal self. We're going to see if the watch is worth it here in 2025. We're going to look at the accuracy, the battery life, at the features, and just see if the price is worth it or if you should focus on a new watch like the Galaxy Watch 7, Galaxy Watch Ultra, or even the upcoming Galaxy Watch 8 or Galaxy Watch Ultra 2. I've already made a video on my Galaxy Live earbuds. I'll leave a link in the description below, and I'm going to be doing one on my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G, which is also coming up on 5 years. I bought all three of them brand new and back in 2020. Let's get into accuracy. And I'm just going to see exactly how accurate this watch is. The Galaxy Watch 3 I've been wearing for almost the last 5 years. We're going to test two things: distance and step accuracy. So I'm just going to walk one lap. It's 1/4 mile. Let's go. We'll be putting this onto the walking setting, and we're going to see exactly how many steps it takes to go for one lap, and also to see how accurate it is in terms of 1/4 mile. Now, I didn't just walk 1/4 mile, I also ran or jogged 1/4 mile, and here are my results. Walking, I counted about 470 steps versus the phone counting about 467 steps. It determined the track was about 0.23 miles, so just under 1/4 mile. It's less than a 1% difference in terms of steps and not a huge difference in terms of distance. Now on the jogging / running side of stuff, I counted about 269 steps versus the phone counting about 268. So extremely close, less than a 1% difference. And it was a little bit closer on the mile. It counted the mile about 0.24 miles, so just under 1/4 mile again. Accuracy wise, I've noticed sometimes when you're running or you're getting into a workout, it doesn't record or doesn't start recording your workout right away, especially if you're taking a look at the app. It might start about 100, 200 feet down the street is where it starts recording the GPS data. Other than that, it looks pretty good. The maps look amazing, and I really enjoy using the watch when I play Ultimate. So as we're out here playing Ultimate Frisbee, one thing I really like about the Galaxy Watch 3 is the fact that it will automatically sense that you're working out and start auto recording it. But the thing that doesn't do, that it will do, is if you select the different modes, running, cycling, hiking, is it'll start creating a map of where you're running. Now, I've only had a couple issues wearing the watch while doing any type of workout. Obviously, one of them is it sometimes doesn't recognize where you start the workout. Another thing I didn't like when I first got it is I didn't know that the screen would go black, and initially it wasn't coming out. And it's just a feature built in to kind of protect it. When you twist it and all that, it doesn't mess up your recording or anything like that. But every once in a while, right after I got it, and a couple weeks ago, it did actually go back and I had to force reboot it. Some things that does record is your maximum speed and average speed, how many calories it did, like average pace, your airflow. It records a lot of stats, like how much oxygen you have in your system. As mentioned, the phone will actually automatically start recording your workout. If you're running, if it senses that you're doing a lot of cardio, some sort, either walking really fast, running, cycling, even going into the water and swimming, it will start doing an auto workout. So it'll start recording that data automatically, but it doesn't actually record your map unless you manually tell it to do it. And that's something I did find really interesting. When I first got the watch, you would have to have an app like Map My Run or something like that in order to start recording the map data. But an update sometime in the next couple years after I received the watch, I noticed in 2023 that it did automatically start recording that map data when I selected running. I didn't have to select hiking. I used to only have to select hiking for it to record it on its own, but it'll start doing that for running, for cycling, for all the different types of workouts. And I really love looking at the map, seeing, especially when I'm playing Ultimate Frisbee, how all over the place I'm running on the field. Now, the watch does go with me everywhere when I'm playing Ultimate, when I'm doing video production, driving around my car, obviously, and when I'm sleeping. It does record a lot of data when you're sleeping, like your oxygen levels, your heart rate, your sleep cycles, which is pretty interesting and cool to see when you're really in sleep, deep sleep, your REM cycle. Now, as far as feature goes, it can record ECGs, which is like an EKG. You have to be still when you do it. You put the watch on your wrist and you just are still as you record it. You can do your own oxygen, blood oxygen level. And I've actually tried to do that on one of my kids. Of course, the youngest kid, the baby, we're a little concerned that he wasn't getting enough oxygen overnight, but it's really hard to do. He will just start squirming and it doesn't record data like that or like your heartbeat properly. Other nice features is the apps that it has. Like you can get Spotify in here. You can play some games to say that you're sitting on the toilet you don't want to pull out your phone, or you just need something quick to pass the time, you can load up apps. There's a lot of free apps that it has, like one called Galaxy, where it's a number-based app. They have 2048, which is a fun phone-based app where you're trying to get up to the number 2048 and then go beyond it. They have an app kind of like the one where you're running and you tap to jump, kind of like what you have on Google Chrome. If there's no internet connection, it will start playing that game. It's built into the browser. And one of the final things as far as app features go that I don't need is something to track your menstrual cycle. If you're a woman, if you're a female, you can have your watch track your menstrual cycle, like when you have your period, other information that's not appropriate to discuss on here. I've thought about actually tracking it for my wife on here, but I don't need it for myself, so I'm leaving that off. But if I wanted to, I could definitely start tracking my wife's menstrual cycle. And if you're wondering exactly how it knows everything happening with your body, when you're wearing it on your wrist on the back, that's where all the sensors are. You'll notice this will light up green as you're running around because it's starting to track all your personal data. And it has built-in stuff like what you see on your phone with voice recorder, with your calendar, with your alarm clock, and obviously the regular watch features. Why would you get a watch without having it tell you the time or the date it is? You can actually equip it with a lot of different watch faces. My favorite is the Tomcat one because it looks like it's an instrument panel from a Tomcat. And before we get to the price, I just want to go over the battery life. How's the battery life functioning on my watch being just about 5 years old? And for that, I have to tell you, it kind of depends on your use. It also depends on how you're charging it. If you're charging it like you should charge up any device, your phone, your laptop, or if you're leaving it on the charger a lot and overcharging it. Very, very important for any device that you have with a battery that's rechargeable, you don't want to overcharge them. So this is the best course of action I've learned over the last 20 years working on computers. The best thing you want to do is that the first time that you charge anything, let overcharge for a couple hours and give it that very first good charge. Daily use, don't overcharge it. Once it hits that 100%, pretty quickly after, unplug it, let it get down to like 50%, 40%, and then plug it in and let it charge up. Once a month, let it drain down to like 10%, 5%, even to the point where it's shutting off. And then when you charge it up, let overcharge for 2, 3, maybe 4 hours. That way it cycles the battery life through its whole capacity. I am guilty of being lazy when it comes to this. A lot of the times I'll leave it charging overnight, overcharging. The same thing with my phones. With my laptop, as I'm editing stuff, if I'm not using my desktop, I will leave it plugged in way too long, overcharging. I am guilty of the thing that I am preaching. Guilty of the thing I'm preaching not to do. All right, battery life. On a good charge, good time, you can get about 2 days out. So around 40 to 48 hours, depending on your use. You might even be able to push it to 50, 55 hours. They do have battery optimization options in there where it can function just as a watch. And if it functions just as a watch where you're not recording any data, workout data or anything, you'll actually get a lot of time. And I've never tested that out, so I can't tell you exactly how many days it will last. Just imagine if it's recording all these vital signs all the time and you're getting 40, 48 hours. Just like your phone, if you put your phone in a very power sipping mode, you can get a lot more days out of it than you can just normal functionality. So if you're working out all the time on this, your battery life will be hindered significantly. On a standard day, where I'm not doing anything, I'm sitting at my office, I'm walking from my office to my car, from my car to the house, and back and forth, I will get about 40 to 44 hours. On a days where I'm working out, I'm going out and playing a few hours of Ultimate, I will lose a few hours. It'll go down to about 35, 36 to about 40 hours max time. Like I said, it'll vary depending on your use. Last year, I did a few times where I was doing manual record my workout. The watch didn't last more than 24 hours. In fact, it lasted less time. Now, mind you, this whole video has been about the Galaxy Watch 3. This is the 45mm version. They also made a 41mm version, which obviously ran last, but let's just talk about the 45mm version, the top tier. This one with cellular, because you could get on Wi-Fi only or Bluetooth only, and you get one on cellular, which would actually set up a phone number so you can use it without a phone at all. I bought that one. It ran about $480 MSRP. I did get a discount on it, both with my phone and with the headset when I first got it in 2020. Cost today, you can get a refurbished used one somewhere around $50. Don't know how heavily those are used. You might be spending up to about $200 to maybe $250. If you're looking for new tech that's new to you, that may not be new in the world, it might be worth it to save some money over the newer technology. Newer watches, Galaxy Watch 7, Galaxy Watch 8, you are going to be spending anywhere from about $300 to maybe $500. And with the Galaxy Watch Ultra, especially with Ultra 2, you're going to be spending over $500, maybe $600, $700, or $800. I'm just guesstimating on the Galaxy Watch Ultra cost, or the Ultra 2 cost. So what's your thoughts and opinions on smartwatches? Are you a smartwatch wearer? Do you have a Galaxy Watch, any of the versions from the original one all the way up to 7 or Ultra, or are you planning to get the Galaxy Watch 8 or Galaxy Watch Ultra 2? Let me know in the comments below and how it's working out for you. This has been Lance, the Ultimate Postman. I appreciate you guys so much for stopping on by. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your evening, start of your day whenever you're watching this, and I will catch you guys next time.